Stanford University, a bastion of academia and the alma mater of some of college football's most legendary figures, Elway, Luck, Sherman, and McCaffrey. And today, the Stanford Cardinal will try to live up to that legacy. Coaches like to say, play the next one on the schedule. This one carries a little more weight, a mid-season top 10 showdown. As we'll see the number 5 team in the country, the Auburn Tigers, taking on the winners of 3 straight, the Stanford Cardinal. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. Auburn will kick off to get us underway. First down for this offense. They'll crank up this drive with the pass. He's got his man. Really confident throw and catch there. Big pickup, and they have a first down.
I love the QB here. He holds it, he holds it, he holds it just long enough to let the receiver run the drag route. Then he puts it out in front of him so he can catch it on the run in stride and then turn upfield to use his speed.
Looking to move it through the air. Finds his tight end. That's a really good tackle there, giving up some size and still making the play. Picked up some yardage with that completion, now second down. Quarterback checking the play. Dialing up a second down pass play. Complete. Makes the tackle at the 46, but it's a 15-yard gain to get them into plus territory. Stanford gets set to snap it on first down.
I don't know if that was a bust defensively, but there was nobody in the middle of the field that time, making it way too easy for the offense to pick up a chunk play in the middle.
Got a man. They make the stop right there. Good pickup. It's still short of the first down. Man, what a matchup. The stakes are really high. Both teams in the top 10, playoff positioning, all the things that go with a midseason showdown, guys.
And these are just fun for us because we got a little bit more juice, too, because both teams in playoff contention, both teams high aspirations, a big showdown, a big prove-it game, Palmer, for both these squads.
And it's been fun because these two teams seem to be revving up right at the right moment. They've gotten better and better as the weeks have progressed, and now we've got this major clash, head-to-head in front of the entire country, all eyes watching.
Ball just inside the 40 at the 39. It's third and short. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. It's complete to the left. Really nice job to convert that third down, and they've got it at the 33. New set of downs after that completion. Trying to find his man on first down. Pocket starts to collapse. And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line.
What a great play on defense there. It was virtually unblockable. He reminds me of Nick Fairley. probably the most dominant Auburn Tiger defender that I can remember. He was simply unblockable. You could single team him, double team him up front. He was playing D-tackle, and offenses just didn't have an answer for him. This guy right here, there's times where he flashes a little bit of that Nick Fairley ability.
You know what I really like about games like this at this point in the season? You find out who you are. You find out whether you're going to stay in the race.
And who can step up and handle the challenge, right? This is easily one of the toughest games to date for both of these programs coming into this one, so there's a lot of eyeballs.
Open runway ahead. And he picks up the first down, but he will remember the price he paid after that hit.
One of the things that makes this guy so dangerous is how good he is after the catch. If he's got any space around him, he's able to burst. He's able to make people miss and get extra yards for his offense. You saw it right there.
And they're able to get him down, but not before he gets to the 2.
Yeah, and it's a nice decision by the quarterback when you run these RPOs. Man, if you can give it to him and you can get such positive yards like that, continue to do it. Make that deep.
And to the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Stanford!
And that is exactly what you love to see as a head coach, watching your offense take the field, first drive of the game, and you're methodical, and you take what the defense gives you. You make good decisions. You don't have negative plays. You don't have missed assignments. That shows your head coach that you are locked in and ready to go.
It bounds through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. He'll come out throwing on first down. Complete downfield. And they'll pick up the first down and mark it at the 47.
I'll tell you what, that's great execution between the QB and receiver. They look like they could execute that throw in their sleep. Quarterback took his steps, threw it on time. Great route by the receiver. Nice job securing the catch.
That last play is what you call a drive starter. They're out to the 47. It's first down. Out of the gun to give to the back. They'll wrestle him down just short of the first down. I don't even think they're going to bring out the chains to measure this one.
And that would be the definition of first down success. Putting yourself in a good position. It's second and inches. I can do whatever I want next. I can take a shot down the field. I can run the football and get a new set of downs. Like, nice first down execution.
Kept it on the ground last time. Let's see if they go back to it on second down. He'll try it again. The Tigers will move the sticks. It's 1st and 10 for this offense from the 42. Auburn people love to recite their creed, and I think somewhere in there, it's you should run the football well.
That's definitely a part of their blueprint. Every championship team, every great Auburn team starts with the big guys up front, paving the way, running the football, establishing that first will make the Auburn fan base proud.
Looking to throw on second down. This time it's complete. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. And the Tigers come to the line in the hurry-up. On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. He's got it. That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop. Leaves it with the running back. Not a lot of room down here. He's able to pick up 2. It's down at the 12. Operating in the red zone here on second down. He's looking to throw. He's got the tight end. And they make the stop, and that will likely bring us to the end of the first quarter. Here on third down. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play. They've changed ends of the field, now facing third down as they go back to work. He'll set up to throw, trying to get to it. Oh, he's going backwards, in trouble, and down he goes. A tremendous loss.
The one thing I love about this defensive coordinator is that he has a lot of different exotic looks. He's not just going to rush with 4. He's not just going to rush with 3. He's not just going to blitz linebackers. This guy's blitzing DBs.
After putting 3 on the board, the kickoff unit ready to go. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Stanford has it back. The Cardinal offense returning to the field. They unleashed an aerial assault last time that took them right to the end zone, David.
So, Reese, with that drive, I think you've accomplished something you wanted to accomplish. Make this defense think. You put them back on their heels. Now, shoot, Palmer, you might be able to slip a few runs in on this drive to really jack them up.
Yeah, I like that idea, but I also like the fact that speed kills. They've got it at the receiver position, so if you've got one-on-one matchups, man, take advantage.
And after the incompletion on first down, this offense looking at second down. Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. Looking to pass on second down. He's going to take off. And he avoids the hit and slides after the short gain.
Well, great job there by the defense because they weren't able to get him sacked right away, but you saw the coverage in the back end. Nowhere for the quarterback to throw the football. Didn't get the sack, obviously. You don't get the negative play, but you also don't give up a big one. You're feeling pretty good about where you are right now in this drive.
The back goes in motion. On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a fourth down. Well, the upside is you could get a first down. The downside is you could blow the game going for it inside your own 30. On fourth down, they'll try to throw it. Makes a grab enough for the first. He's run out of bounds, but he's got enough to move the sticks.
Well, that tells you a lot about their confidence in this quarterback. Fourth down early in the game on your own end, and you go for it, but when you make decisions and throws like that, it's easy to see why.
And offenses want to continue to feature the run. They want balance. Even if it's not super successful, you can take it little bit at a time just to keep that defense honest.
On second down, he'll let it fly. And they couldn't hold off the heat, and he goes down with the sack.
What a great play by one of their biggest playmakers in the D-line. I can say this personally. I got my first start in college at Jordan-Hare Stadium. It was brutal. I think about it, and I get PTSD to this day. When you get those types of athletes in a three-point stance rushing the quarterback with that crowd noise and your offensive tackles can't hear the snap count, it's not a lot of fun.
On third and long, you'll need to push it downfield. They get to him as he throws. And he intercepts it. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
Really tough on an offense. Third and long, it's tough to, you know you're passing the football. They know you're passing the football. I'm going to rush the passer. I'm going to drop back deep, make you throw the ball underneath. But, you know, quarterbacks also want to force that football and try to get that first down. He does there, and that's why he creates the turnover.
He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Floats it out in space. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up. Now on second down. He's looking to throw. A shot toward the end zone. Fires into traffic. Intercepted. Got some room to run. The 50. He's inside the 40. Past the 20. And he has taken it all the way back. Touchdown, Cardinal. The DB saw it. He thought, don't drop it, don't drop it. Then thought, don't get caught, don't get caught. And he didn't. The pick six.
Hey, these guys can play offense, too. Now, look at this. I showed you I can be a wide receiver. Coach might split him out at wide receiver next week after making that big play. But defense, great job making the interception. And you're right, doing something with it. Don't just slide down. Don't be content. Take that thing all the way back, brother.
That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line. Now here comes that Auburn offense onto the field again. That last pick six after a drive like that, David, can swing the momentum of a game.
The defense is still celebrating. I mean, such a big play. I mean, they gave up some yards but did what they're supposed to do. Now, Jesse, this offense has to put a drive together.
Yeah, they have to recapture some momentum here. What they can't do is go 3 and out and give the ball right back.
Offense gets set for second down. Off play action. Feeling some heat. Slides away. Trying to make magic with his feet. How about that nice run from this junior quarterback?
Second and short is a great situation to be in. And look at him. He drops back to pass the football. He doesn't have to throw the football. He wants to be aggressive, but he can just take off and scramble. Doesn't have to take a chance. Great being ahead of the sticks.
You know, it's so important for offenses to want to keep third downs manageable. The way you do that is by having success like that, running the football on first down.
Fires to the big fella. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the first down. Auburn lines up quickly.
And that's what I love about this offense. You're not going to get all of your big chunk plays in the passing game by throwing it deep down the field. You can kind of dink and dunk. And on that RPO play, they had it dialed up and set up to go to that player in the right flat. Nice job.
After the incompletion, it's second down. He's looking to throw. Quarterback adapting. Trying to make magic on the scramble.
Welcome to the frustrating reality of college football. Like, the guy at the quarterback spot, he can just do that. Pull it down, get positive yards, makes the defense have to account for him every single play.
The offense calls timeout. It's the second one they've used this half. He's looking to throw on third and short. Finds his big tight end. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this thing has been one-sided, and they hope to at least have something to feel good about going into halftime. Not the most productive half for this offense so far, but finally starting to get it in gear. First and 10. The give to the back. And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on second and 2.
Listen, you got to be able to know what play to call and what hole to go through. Like, the line blocks for a certain hole. Good job getting through the hole, getting what was blocked, getting a nice positive gain, making your situation really good on the next down.
And the ball is picked off. He'll try to take it back. Inside the 40. The 30. He's at the 20. Touchdown, Stanford! And this defense coming up with points of their own. What an interception return. No midseason concentration laps here in Week 7 as they push out that lead. And the extra point makes it a 21-3 lead. Look, I know it's only the second quarter, but we're starting to see a pretty significant gap develop between these two teams right now.
No doubt. When your defense is scoring, your offense is scoring, good things happening for your ball club. This defense on point, reading their scouting report, making big plays.
They're going to open this drive with a pass. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down. This offense has a second down play. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Just a short pass to the tight end. And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play. The Tigers want to crank the tempo. They turn to the passing game on 3rd and short. Lofts one high and deep. Makes the catch down the right side. Plenty of room on that play, and they find their way to the 36. He's going to pass. Unloads to the wideout. Just masterful working that sideline and getting the toe down for the catch.
And a really good job focusing on the catch. A lot of people get lost on their feet and trying to stay in bounds, but did a good job catching the football first and then getting that 1 foot they needed in bounds.
And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. They'll give it to the back. And the freshman does a great job using his technique and getting the man on the ground. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big 3rd down in the red zone. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down. No hesitation at all. The offense stays on the field. They'll go for it. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. Auburn trying to convert on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Into the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown, Auburn. Here comes the 2-point trot. They want to throw it. Ball into the end zone, and it's intercepted. He just set sail for the end zone after the pick and turns it into a 2-point return.
Great job on special teams. Getting penetration, getting the block. You've got the convoy. It's a scoop score, 2 points the other way.
He'll bring it out. It's Henderson. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. To the air on 1st down. They're trying to get to it. And that ball is picked off. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception. A veteran in this defense stayed locked in on his rules and made the interception.
I tell you what, it puts you in a tough position when you're backed up inside your own 20 trying to come out. But when you're a defense and you can force a turnover and you already set your offense up in scoring position, they are going to be extremely happy, and that offensive coordinator is going to look extremely smart.
Comes out throwing on 1st down. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers.
Number 13 with the catch in the end.
Getting aggressive here and going for 2. And it's picked off at the goal line. That's one way to make a stop. And they make the play to stop the scoring opportunity just before the end of the half. So here comes the kickoff after the touchdown, and the last thing you need right before the half is to give up a big return. Here's the return from inside his 10. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Just enough time for one final play in this half. They'll run it from the gun. And he's taken down after a short gain, and that'll do it for us here in the first half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update. Stanford will boot it away to start this second half. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. And Auburn is ready to go back to work on offense. They got a lot done through the air in the first half, and they might need even more production here in the second.
I think they will, Reese, and I think this is an offense that has proven they're playing with good timing right now. They've got some matchups where they're winning one-on-one, and they're just going to have to keep going back to the well, David, and relying on hitting some explosive plays to win this game.
Yeah, and I think we look at numbers naturally, and they're losing. So that's the most important thing on the scoreboard, but they have had success. And so what do? You keep playing pitch and catch. You got to score, but you got to talk to your defense. I need some stops. I need the football back quickly so we can do some more damage.
Going up top on first down. Catch and stride inside the 15. Touchdown, Tigers. And once he found daylight, it was Katie bar the door, baby. They opt to go for two to try to tie it up right now. He's looking to throw. He makes the grab for the two and ties the game. And we're all square as he's set to kick it away. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He goes out of bounds on that return right at the 20-yard line. The Stanford offense making its way back onto the field. Makes the quick grab. Makes the tackle at the 30 after he picked up 10.
Nice job there. Good timing between the QB and the wide receiver executing that out route.
Now on first down from the 30. Quarterback checking off. They'll throw it on first down. Got his man quickly. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup.
A nice job by the quarterback there working through his progressions. Nothing open down the field, so he checks it down to his drag route coming from the slot receiver to get the completion.
He's looking for an open man on second down. Blasted as he lets it go. That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be third down. If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. Looking to throw it again. Finds his big tight end. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup. Ever since they invented the forward pass, the tight ends have been running the drag and getting the first down.
I think it's because the tight ends is so much versatility. You know, they can block and stay in the formation, or they can release and come out. But either way, if the quarterback's patient most of the time, that drag route's going to come over.
And it's picked off for the third time today. Didn't let him get loose on the return, but he'll take it as they have the ball at the 47. Line gets set, first down. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. Got his man downfield. This defense giving up ground as he's finally knocked down at the 26. Auburn to the line in a hurry. Great spot to attack there right off the turnover. Try to strike and keep them real.
Absolutely. Coaching 101. Sudden change. When you create a turnover and you get the ball back on offense, attack, attack, attack. Use the momentum. Try to make a big play.
Well, tip your hat to the defense getting that incompletion, because that hasn't happened often for this guy. Completed over 70% of his throws last week. He's doing it again in this game. Can the defense continue to mix things up? See if they can maybe confuse this QB.
Deep shot for the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. They looked finished, but they're all the way back, and they have the lead. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. The ball bounces through the end zone, and it will be a touchback. Stanford has it back. The Cardinal offense returning to the field. Mistakes are going to happen, as they did on that last drive. Now, how will they respond, Jesse?
And this is the kind of guy who's going to take full accountability. That was my bad. That's on me. I'm about to lead this offense now down the field and score some points.
Dang, Plummer, I wish I would have played with you. I didn't play with many quarterbacks that were just like, yeah, my bad. Hey, guys, I got this. Sorry about that. It was more, you should have ran a better route.
Looking to go up top on first down. Throws to the tight end. And he just flat dropped it. I think he wanted to run before he secured it. After the incompletion, looking at second down. Quarterback will audible. On second down, wants to throw. Back open in the middle. Really good pickup on second down there. Leaves him with 3rd and 2. Trying to pick up a first down. Wants to throw on 3rd down. He's got his man. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. This Stanford offense moving quickly down the field. Pre-snap motion in the backfield. He wants to throw. Makes the grab down the middle. On the move at the 30. Put it right on him. Sweet play. Good pickup, and they'll move the chains with the first down. A new set of downs after the completion. He's looking to throw it. Fires to the wideout. And it is another interception. Just a terrible struggle for this quarterback. Really nice focus by this sophomore, and he jumped on his chance to make a play.
Man, I've been there. This is one of those games you just want to forget right away and turn the page. 4 picks now thrown by this guy, and you're just not able to make your reads. Things aren't clicking. You're not seeing the field, and the ball's not coming out right. Next week cannot come soon enough for him, I can tell you that.
They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Might as well give it to him again.
I never know if it's grammatically correct to say a team is being out-physicaled. You hear it a lot in football, though. That's happening in this game. They are just not getting the push they need all game long up front to have any success when they decide to run it.
Turns it on at midfield. He's loose. The 20. Inside the 10. And he takes it all the way. They couldn't stop him. Touchdown, Auburn! They'll try to add another to their lead. The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Terrific showdown this week, guys. Let's take a look at what's going on. Texas Tech is currently ahead in this one. The Jones is just jam-packed today, but the Scarlet and Black have struggled to really pull away. They're up by a field goal over for Michigan State. We'll circle back if anything changes in this exciting college football matchup.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. They're bringing heat. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
All right, you've dug yourself a little bit of a hole offensively. You know you're going to have to throw it here in the second half. You're going to have to make sure, though, you do a better job up front with your pass pro. You got to keep your quarterback standing upright.
Right back to the air on 2nd and 10. Grabs it in the middle. There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wants to throw on first down. And that pressure just engulfed him. A sack for this defense. Keep bringing the heat like that, and you can fall in line with the likes of Derek Brown or Nick Fairley.
Man, I still remember that Nick Fairley season where he put the defense on his back. Cam Newton took care of the offense, but he ruled the defense, making big plays, getting in the backfield, getting after quarterbacks.
They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. Now facing a 3rd down as they come back to the line after the break. From the gun, wants to pass. He's open on the right. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
He came into this year with big expectations. Everybody expected him to stat it up. And now with that last completion, he's already over 2,000 yards passing for the season.
They'll throw it on first down. Fires to the big fella. And that was some kind of collision between a couple of big bodies there, and he stopped from getting the first down.
And defensively, this is exactly what you want, right? You got the big lead, so you can play big zone coverages. Just keep the ball in front of you. Keep your eye on the quarterback. Rally to the...
Lets it fly deep downfield. Pulls it in on the right. And he'll step out of bounds just short of the goal line. Almost a touchdown, but not in there yet. Marches ahead. Touchdown, Cardinal! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. So they get that score that they so desperately needed, and now they've got a chance to pull this one out.
Defense has got to give them a chance. The defense needs to get the ball back to them quickly so they can march down the field and try and score and narrow the gap again. This offense, they have the playmakers to come back and win this football game. They're going to need some help from the defense.
The ball squirts through the end zone. That'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Now here comes that Auburn offense onto the field again. And now that cushion is a little bit smaller, Jesse, and any mistake would get magnified.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure now on this offense too, David. I think they got to go back to their playmakers and get these guys going in the game.
No doubt, find those plays you know you can run them in your sleep. You make sure you execute, build this lead a little bit bigger, put this thing away in the 4th quarter.
On 2nd down, looking again to throw. Fires to the tight end.
This offense is not letting up, guys. They've got a lead here late, and they are still taking shots. They're still looking for explosive plays. This defense just has not had an answer here all game long.
He'll have enough to move the chains. It's first down at the 38.
Well, they came into this game today knowing that this guy was going to have to leave his mark in this one, toting the rock, and he's done that. He's come up with some big plays, and he continues to do that here late at a juncture where they've got to continue running it if they're going to win.
They'll run it to keep the clock moving. A 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3.
Man, it's so nice to have a guy that you can depend on. Like, this offense is built around him for a reason. Just a good running back. You can see, gets north-south, doesn't dance, picks up positive yards, breaks tackles. He's just a really good player, and that's why this offense runs through him.
They get him on the ground, but it's a first down. First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. We have arrived at the 2-minute warning, a one-possession game as this offense tries to hold on. Auburn going to work with another first down. Wide receiver coming across in motion. Quickly to the tight end. They make the stop, but the sweet throw and catch is plenty to give them a first down.
You can tell this quarterback did his homework coming into this game. He has been dissecting this defense with his arm and his mind. Over 300 yards passing now.
They'll run it out of the shotgun. And he'll pick up the first down after a tough run there.
That's got to be demoralizing if you're the defense. You're trailing, you need to get the ball back. You got to get off the field, but you can't stop the run when they're going between the tackles. This defense is going to have to get a lot more physical, especially in the middle.
They're getting this guy lathered up. Got some room, entered to the goal line. Touchdown, Auburn! And they take it in for 6 more points. That'll give them a little more breathing room as they try to push this winning streak to 5. And the kick is good, but there's a penalty flag, and I think it's going to be roughing the kicker. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. The returner will field it and bring it back. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The offense lining up for a first down play. Quarterback changing the plays at the line. He wants to start this drive with a pass. Quickly out to the tight end. And he was just a couple of steps away from taking that one even further after the catch. Offense takes a timeout, 27 seconds left. And they'll line up from the 31 on first down. Looking to move it through the air. Wiggles free. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack. Timeout called by the offense. 23 seconds remaining in the game. Looking to throw on second down. Receiver looks it in, it's complete. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. Timeout called by the offense. We have 18 seconds left. Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. And he can't escape, and down he goes. Down in the fourth quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. The completion well past the sticks. And they fight him to the bitter end, all the way down to putting some more numbers in the stat column, but they'll come up a little short as time expires. Well, this was an offensive showcase.